live and we are live now. Hi Anshuman, good evening.
Fantastic.
कैसे हो sir?
सब बढ़िया यार.
Yeah, so we're having a sudden impromptu for anyone who's watching. I don't think many people have got a chance to log in immediately because we announced this just half an hour back. So
जो
impromptu
कोई भी
session
है,
of
जो
हाँ
कोई भी देख रहा है उसको बहुत थैंक यू.
हाँ जो भी कुछ देख रहा है उसको थैंक यू. वैसे भी रिकॉर्ड होके तो जाएगा लिंक्डइन पे यूट्यूब पे भी डाल देंगे सो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. But yeah, for those who are listening in, we had an interesting session today where we were called by a radio station in Dubai. And Shuman, you want to just quickly talk about that?
हाँ, कुछ नहीं यार. Like there's this popular radio station called City 1016, and like they hosted us as Bhai Waugh
Hmm.
for a preview for the Brisbane match. So that was
Hmm.
interesting. The dynamics of like being live on radio are quite different from logging as such. So
Correct.
learning experience,
Yeah, yeah.
good fun.
Good fun. Yeah, I think hopefully they will put it up on air tomorrow, and we should hopefully get privy to the recording as well. Let's see how it goes. We had
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
Short segment, 10 minutes, but it was fun.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, so Anshuman, quick one on the Brisbane test. We've spoken about it. A lot of commentators have spoken about it. Highly anticipated because it's 1-1 in the series now. So a sort of nobody expected the Perth result, and then everyone had a lot of hopes from India, and then it went according to the plan. Normal service resumed, as they say. Australia back to 1-1,
Yeah,
and I think with the momentum now going into
yeah,
Brisbane, they look
yeah.
the most solid team. So yeah, first question for you is, because we're keeping it as a short kind of segment today. You sent me something interesting on WhatsApp, so I'll start with that. You sent the weather report for the next 5 days, 4 or 5 days. It looks a little overcast. It looks like there could be a possibility of rain. So bat first, bowl. Sorry, win the toss, bowl first.
Oh yeah, definitely. So the forecast is like cloudy on all days and like major showers on one day. I think the third day, Monday.
Hmm.
Uh, so like definitely there would be uh, playtime lost, maybe sessions lost.
Hmm.
Uh, since it's overcast, it adds another dimension to the Gabba wicket, which incidentally is being referred to as the Green Mamba.
Yeah,
Like there are
correct.
some pictures floating around about what the pitch looks like, and like it has a lot of grass on it.
Correct.
In fact,
Which
like
means
one
you
of the
don't.
memes said that even Djokovic would want to shave off grass before he plays tennis on this wicket. So,
Right.
so yeah, it will be
So
interesting.
possibly
Uh,
the next was still an open venue then in that case.
yeah.
January was
So
still an open
definitely,
venue.
so definitely, like win toss, bowl first.
Goal first. But
Yeah.
just out of curiosity again, the first test went to just about a little over the fourth day, right? The pink ball test hardly lasted beyond 2 days in a session, half a session or whatever it was. So do 5 days really matter in tests these days? We hardly see tests going 5 days these days
No,
across the world.
there is that debate going on, but
Hmm.
I think that Test cricket should be 5 days. It should
No, 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 of course, of course. No, I'm not. I'm
not
not
be
debating
4 days.
whether it should be 5 days. I'm not debating
Yeah,
whether it should be 5 or 4. I'm saying that will it last 5 days anyway? It's going to last. I think more than 5 days. I think 15 sessions. You're looking at. Hopefully, it'll last about 10 sessions if you're lucky, or 12 sessions,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Right, more than that. So even if there's
yeah.
some loss by rain, it's still going to be, I think, a result-oriented game, unless it's a washout for whatever reason.
True, absolutely.
Correct. So, okay. So, second question. Say India win the toss and they bowl. What's the kind of total you think would be good to sort of then chase in the first innings? What's the maximum you would want Australia to score in that wicket?
See, like how Brisbane usually goes is that the first innings, uh, like teams have ended up scoring like around 250, 300 odd runs or so. Given the fact that it's overcast and like the wicket is so green, I
Hmm.
would think that anything around 220 would be a good score to contain
Okay,
Australia at.
that you're saying that low. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shanti, like this is going to be you know uh, a test in which like perhaps a total of 600 to 700 runs will be scored.
in all
That's what it
innings,
in all innings.
both the teams.
Both the teams.
Wow, you're expecting it to be that low scoring a game.
Yeah, like
Wow. So which means
the weather, the wicket, like
if you bat in the first innings and score 300, your chances of winning are quite
yeah,
high.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. And like
All
the
right.
Gabba wicket is such that like it deteriorates
Yeah, yeah,
as
correct.
play goes on. It
True.
does not crumble; it develops
Correct.
those cracks.
Correct.
Which bring about movement
Spinners.
off the wicket.
Correct. And
So
movement. Correct.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it becomes a difficult wicket to bat on.
Right. Fantastic.
That
So so trivia question, yeah. So it's been an
Hmm.
interesting year of Test cricket for India. So in all the Test matches that India has played this year, there has been only one centurion in the first innings of any Test match. Guess who?
Centurion in the first innings of
So
a
all the
test.
Tests that India has played in 2024, only one person has scored a century in the first innings for India. Who?
Uh,
It's
can't remember.
Ravichandran Ashwin.
Ah,
He scored it
yeah.
against
So
Bangladesh. Yeah, and he did it when India were 140 for six. So
true, true,
what it
true.
basically is trying to say, I mean, what it shows is that the top order has been a
Hmm.
disaster this year, right? I mean, uh,
Absolutely.
you had Virat Kohli with an average of 10
Hmm.
in the first
Yeah,
innings, and
yeah,
Rohit Sharma with an average of 8.66. So
yeah,
you have two gun batsmen who are scoring
yeah.
18 to 19 runs in the first innings of
True,
any test match, right?
true.
So that doesn't augur well for India, definitely. And I think again, without that, I mean, I think the start will matter again. Definitely the top three, Jaiswal, Rahul, and possibly even Gill will have to step up and lay a foundation for Rohit and Kohli. But you still think Rohit should play at five, right?
Yeah, like he should stick to number five. In fact,
Hmm.
like it might seem a little harsh, but going by the form he has been in as a batsman,
Hmm.
and also some of the decisions that he's taken as a captain, I'm inclined to think that he should come at number 12. But but
Yeah,
but
apparently, sorry, he's been. There is this whole sort of talk happening about him being unlucky. Actually, no.
yeah, I don't know if luck can be attributed to one particular person, but he's not got it all together at this point of
Yeah.
time. Like even in the last match, he looked seriously uncomfortable at the crease. So
Out of
he should.
memory, has any Indian captain sort of not played a game? I mean, said, "I'm not going to play this game. I'm not in form." Out of
Uh,
memory, do
I
you remember?
no Indian captain comes to mind, but there was this instance of Mike Dennis's
Correct.
in
Correct.
the
Yes.
1974 Ashes
Right. Right.
that
He
he
dropped
stepped down
himself.
as captain and made
Correct.
way for Tony Gregg.
Right. I
Uh,
think possibly even Kim Hughes did it for Border in one of the Ashes, if I remember.
I think Kim Hughes has dropped.
Yeah, correct. He was dropped. He didn't drop
Yeah,
himself. He tried. He
he did
cried.
not yeah, he
Yeah,
did
yeah.
not voluntarily step
He
down.
was,
He was dropped.
and he was really uproar, in an uproar about it. Correct. Yes.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Okay, so that's the Rohit thing. Obviously, he is going to come at five. I don't think he's going to upset the opening stand again between these two guys. Coming to the bowling, there is a debate on two things here. One is, should India play Harshit Rana, who's had mixed success with the ball, fairly disastrous with the bat because he's penciled in as an all-rounder, versus replacing him with, say, you have two options. One is Akashdeep, who's significantly quicker than Harshit. Obviously, does not have the batting talent, but is quite a metronomic bowler in the mold of a Shami and can give you that early breakthrough with seam, swing, whatever. Or there is an out and out pace bowler in Prasidh Krishna. Should there be a replacement for one of these two for someone like Harshit Rana?
See, we have the options available to us,
Hmm.
so I think like we should play the team which is right for the surface.
Hmm.
Now, as far as this particular surface is concerned, since there's going to be movement, since there's going to be seam movement and swing, and also like the pitch is fairly fast, I
Hmm.
think Akash Deep should play in place of Rana. He is a yard quicker.
Yeah.
Rana in the last match like was bowling at late 120s, early 130s.
130s, early 30s, yeah, 130s, correct. Yeah,
So like that is like kind of pointless. Like
yeah, yeah,
you're a
correct. I
young
think definitely I
lad,
agree.
you've been brought in as wouldn't say express fast, but like a fast bowler. He was
Correct,
just not bending his back. And
correct,
the other thing which happens as a result of this is that there is a good internal competition, which is always a good thing amongst youngsters.
correct. No, also I think what's happening is, Australia have this opportunity now to play out Bumrah, right?
Hmm.
They can see off Bumrah. They don't need
Yeah,
to score against him, and they know that he's not going to bowl more than six, maybe 8 overs in a spell.
yeah, yeah.
So, and then you have a Siraj who's blowing hot, blowing cold, and
Hmm.
really no third bowler, third pace bowler of. I mean, Nilesh Reddy's trying, Harshit is trying, but there's
Hmm.
no third threat like a Shami would be, for example, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So that's important. So yeah, I think we both agree. I think definitely
yeah.
Akashdeep should be playing
In
this.
fact, like Mr. Sanjay Manjrekar had a interesting curveball on this. Like he suggested that perhaps Reddy should be dropped and
Wow,
Akashdeep should come in for Reddy.
that is typical Sanjay Mazrekar. Always upsetting the apple cart.
Yeah,
Some left field thought in him.
yeah.
Interesting. Okay, the second question is, so India played Washington Sundar in the first test.
Hmm. Hmm.
Did did decently well with bat and ball.
Hmm. Hmm.
Whatever opportunities he got. They played Ashwin in the second test. Wasn't without much wicket success, but it wasn't a spinner's wicket in any case.
Hmm. Hmm.
Tried
Hmm.
his level best. He didn't bat as he could have batted.
Hmm.
Is it time to go back to Jadeja, or should Sundar play this, or should we stick with Ashwin? Or
Uh,
should they not take a spinner at all because it's a green top?
no,
Maybe
like I think
a
we
spinner.
need a spinner simply because that like if there is a partnership which develops between someone, like you need someone to come and do the heavy lifting in terms of number of overs.
Hmm.
Like
Correct.
in the last test, we saw that Bumrah perhaps bowled the maximum number of overs. Like that's
Yeah. Correct.
utterly unfair.
Correct.
Your
No,
linchpin
but
cannot be your work.
on the other side of the coin, Nathan Lyon bowled just 1 over in the whole Test match, right, for
No,
Australia.
no,
So they
agreed.
had
But then, like
three bowlers firing on their cylinders, and that was all
yeah,
they needed, really, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh,
What if we just pick, say, four pacers and hope the three of them come off well on that day, on that given day?
uh, that is a possibility, but then, my concern would be that Bumrah should not be overstressed.
Okay.
Like, and I think the captain has to take some amount of responsibility for this. Just because Travis Head was going about and blasting both Siraj and Rana,
Yeah.
doesn't mean that Bumrah needs to come in for a over spell
Correct.
in the 70th over when
That's true.
the new ball would be taken in the 80th over.
That's true. And I think, honestly, it had Siraj taken that catch of Travis Head when he was in his 70s,
Hmm.
I think it would have been a very different Test match. I think
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
the whole result would have been fairly different, right?
Yeah,
I'm just going to a
absolutely.
couple of comments which have come in from some people are listening in, thankfully, are watching us. So, Sarvat, another friend, very good friend, she's saying, watching you guys after a gruesome fitness class is my time of day talking sports. Fantastic. Sarvat, we're looking for a good middle order batsman. Maybe you should, after your fitness routine, go there and give it a whack. And thank you so much for watching in. And we have Vijay Prajapati also here. Vijay, hi. He says hi. So, hi back to you, Vijay. If you have any
I will.
question to ask, yeah, please ask Anshuman and I if you have any question. All right. So you think okay. So if they have to play spinner, who do they play?
I think we should stick with Ashwin.
Okay. So
Like in my
reason.
opinion, he is our best bowler.
Hmm.
The wicket is hard, so like there would be some amount of bounce that a spinner might be able to get. That's if
Right.
the pitch dries out. If it's
Correct.
a wet wicket, I think that will be ideal for the likes of Ashwin. Though
Right.
Washington Sundar is like also a Ashwin clone
Hmm.
as such, but then I'd rather bank on experience,
Right.
especially since
I
we've been
don't know. I might be wrong here because you tend to base your judgment on a lot of variables. I just feel if this pitch has a little bounce, I see Jadeja being quite a threat because he's wicket to wicket. He might get the odd one to really come in with the arm and sort of bounce a little more. And of course, his batting is definitely better than Ashwin's. or when he's in form, of course, and I think a notch better than Washington as well. It might be good to get Jadeja back and fielding. I mean, the fact that he's going to bring that energy to the field, is a decent thinker on the field as well. I would actually plumb for Jadeja to play this game, to be honest. But I have a feeling they're going to go with Ashwin. Like you might be right on this.
Actually, Shanti, like I just have the benefit of having gone through some stats earlier today.
Hmm.
As far as Brisbane as a wicket is concerned,
Hmm.
uh, fast bowlers and medium pace bowlers, they average in the low 20s,
Wow.
off spinners early 30s,
Hmm.
left arm orthodox spinners above 75.
Okay, so that ends the debate on Jadeja then.
So numbers go against
If you're
Jadeja.
going by numbers, if you're going purely by numbers, not on
Yeah.
cut. Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
he's a much better bat. And like,
Correct.
he's performed in Australia.
Although
Uh,
I think with Nitish Kumar Reddy giving that number seven, number eight, you don't really need that additional bat. But you never know. I mean, he's the one who's built us off in three of the four innings by now. So
I know,
yeah. So
like, it speaks volumes
uh,
about him and
correct. I
also
mean,
about everyone else.
correct. So there was this very interesting talk show I saw, Sydney Entertainment Network, and they had this interesting theory, like how Manzrekar says Nitish should be dropped. They were of the opinion that Nitish should open. And it's a bit,
Open
yeah, yeah,
bowling,
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
bowling,
the batting, the batting.
batting.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they felt that he has the technique to be a good opener. And if he was to play with, say, a Jaiswal, and drop Rahul to six, right, which gives you a little bit of stability down in the order. So even if India is like an 80 for four, you have a somebody like a Rahul who could possibly shepherd a punt, and because they're saying that whatever happens, the sort of outlook is that India is going to be in that range of 150 to 200 in this test,
Mm,
right?
mm,
But by
mm.
opening with Nitish, you could possibly go to the score that you were mentioning, which is a 220 to 230 to 40 kind of score. So I found that very interesting as well, that whole chat that they were having. But yeah, I mean, again, this is all conjecture. It all comes down to what you feel, what people will feel on the 14th when they see the pitch and that day. Predictions?
This is going to be an Australia win, man.
Yeah, okay. I'm
Like,
not disputing you. You were very confident the last time around. ये दिल हिंदुस्तानी है तो ठीक है, you still think on India, but yeah, I think it's going to be an Australian victory this time. I
yeah,
agree with you.
yeah.
But you think this is going to last the course 5 days? I mean, even with the weather.
Uh, I think साढ़े तीन इनिंग्स तो निकल 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 जाएंगे.
Okay. Okay, we haven't spoken much about Australia. So a couple of
Hmm.
questions on Australia because we obviously are Indians. We'll focus on India. Manas looks like he's come back. His concussion has sort of abated, and he's sort of found his groove a little. He looked good in that brief innings that he
Hmm.
played.
Hmm.
Though head stole all the thunder away from him that day. But they still have an issue with Steven Smith. And they still have an issue with, say, an Usman Khwaja at the top. You think any changes there, or you think they want to stick with the team that won the second test?
I don't think they're going to make any changes on the team.
Right,
See, so far the series is turning out to be a bowler series. They
right,
are absolutely sorted in that department. Like, Hazelwood comes back. I
right.
feel very bad for Boland, but
Maybe they should loan Boland to India, no? I mean, if it is like just make him play for one test for India. So,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, he
Uh,
actually he might make the whole difference if he comes into India.
I
Damn,
know.
I mean, such a good bowler, and imagine he has to keep falling back because of this
Yeah,
nonsense.
precisely, precisely.
Seriously, such a
Otherwise,
good.
like, if who can Australia drop to play Boland? Maybe
The only
Lions
thing
will
to top is Mitchell Marsh, I think, because he's not really contributed with bat or ball. That lengthens the tail a bit. It does
drop.
lengthen the tail a bit,
Mm,
but I don't think they've always played the three quickies and
mm,
Lions. So I
mm,
don't think they're going to screw around with that. Marsh will play. He'll
mm.
be the fifth bowler, and maybe
Yeah,
Manas will continue to bowl the 135.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly. Yeah,
Head might bowl a few if needed.
yeah, yeah.
Smith surprisingly has lost his leg spin. He started off
Mm.
as a leg spinner, if you remember,
True,
right?
true.
Really good
I
leg
don't
spinner.
think
Anyway,
they needed him to bowl,
yeah, they're not,
but
but
like
he's
it's
he's
going
given
on,
up.
like maybe he can.
Yeah, but I think he's given up on that bowling part of his.
Mm,
He's
mm,
really
mm.
lost it.
Yeah.
All right. So money is on Australia. You think heart is with India, pocket is with
Mm,
Australia. As they say, money is with
mm.
Australia. Uh, If India were to score a century finally from the top six for the first time in this year, who do you bet your money on scoring the century?
Bet my money.
Yeah, because nobody in the top six, apart from Ashwin, has scored a century this year for India, right? So from the top
Yeah.
six, if there was somebody who was scored a century for India this test, who would it be?
Top six, top six, top six. See, my heart wants Virat Kohli to come and
Hmm.
get a big one.
Hmm.
Uh, but like his problems in the corridor of uncertainty continue.
Yeah.
So him performing is contingent on India putting up a good score and playing out the new ball.
Hmm.
Uh, so like lots of contingencies there, like not possible to put money on on contingencies.
Right.
So if I had to pick someone, like I'll say Rishabh Pant.
Okay. Fantastic. Yeah, it's a good pick. So
Hmm.
all set to watch the test match on the 14th, right?
If we have play.
I knew. What are the chances? 60%, 70%? Not happening?
I don't know the percentage. I don't remember it, but like the graphic showed it as absolutely black.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
So unless that changes,
Okay. So which means hopefully this might be then a drawn test, and then we go into Melbourne and Sydney, which are traditionally India's better performing grounds, right?
true,
Over
true,
history.
true,
Okay,
true.
but then
But
it won't help India's cause for the World Test Championship for sure if this gets washed out. So yeah.
uh, there was a math associated with that, so like you never know.
The math is so complicated that even Ben Stokes said, "यार क्या हो रहा है पता नहीं है World Test
अच्छा,
Championship."
अच्छा,
So yeah, it's very complicated. It's super
yeah,
complicated.
yeah.
So
Okay.
he's in fact he's asked for a all format championship, right?
Huh.
Because he's saying it, then every match becomes consequential. Then
Yeah,
in that
yeah,
case.
yeah,
A little
yeah.
bit before we go away, are you watching the other sort of cricket that's happening in South Africa? Did you see the Pakistan South Africa one day? It was very interesting one day.
No, I didn't. I read
Oh,
about
sorry,
it.
T20 था T20 था
T20
correct.
था. हाँ,
T20 correct.
yeah,
One day बोल रहा हूँ मैं.
yeah.
Yeah, so some interesting cricket going on around the world. South Africa looks like they almost made the finals of the World Chess Championship out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
looks, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like
Okay.
Joe Root has become boring now. I
Yeah,
am.
seriously, man.
Same with Harry Brook, another name like
Yeah. Harry Brook
like
has apparently now touched what Sachin Tendulkar's highest, test ranking was, that 898 points or whatever,
right,
and he's
right,
done it
yeah,
at the age of 24, right, or
yeah,
23, or whatever he is. So he's had an incredible start to his career.
true,
Yeah, Root
true.
is. I don't know what's happened with Root in the last 1 year. He's just
I
on
know
a different
पता नहीं
planet.
क्या जड़ी बूटी खा के आया है भाई वो.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he scored 17 centuries in the last year and a half. He had
Has
19
anyone
in.
ever done that?
No, nobody's done that. That's what they were saying. So he had
Yeah,
scored 19 centuries in the first 13 years of his Test match career,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he has scored 17 in the last 18 months.
Wow.
Incredible run, incredible. I
What
mean,
form? What
some of
form?
the best cricketers have not even had 17 Test centuries, right?
Yeah,
To score in a
yeah,
year and a half and at his age.
yeah.
Yeah. So great. Okay, so we look forward to Brisbane without any pain and without any rain, hopefully. And let's perhaps do a live, maybe if the test gets over in 2 days, we'll do it on the second day. If
Yeah,
not,
we can.
hopefully on the fifth day.
Yeah, yeah, we can try and do a postmortem, or we can try and do a midweek, mid-match session,
Okay. इंडिया
depending on
हारी तो
how.
पोस्ट मार्तम ही होगा ना, तो मार्तम ही करते हैं
जी?
फिर. इंडिया हार गई तो पोस्ट मार्तम हो जाएगा, तो मार्तम तो होगा नहीं. हाँ, तो मार्तम बनाएंगे. ओके. Cool, cool. All right, great, fantastic. So let's see how it goes on Saturday, and we'll be there, of course, to watch the game. Hopefully at 8 in the morning. It starts at 8,
Yeah.
no? Brisbane, hopefully same time.
And no, yeah. What did I read? I think it
Time
starts
zone?
on the 14th at 4:20 a.m.
Ooh, it's that early in the morning. Okay, different time
Yeah,
zone.
yeah,
Oh, so it's back to seeing Australian cricket the way it is supposed to be watched early in the morning.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay. Well, that adds to the charm of the cricket in any case. Yeah.
true.
Okay, fabulous, great. So let's hope India do well. The doesn't look the odds are against them, but well,
Hmm.
that's they did the unthinkable last time in Gabba, right? Because of
Yeah,
Pant and
yeah,
his
yeah,
brilliance. So let's hope
yeah.
वापस पैंट निकाल दे ऑस्ट्रेलिया का. Let's see.
उम्मीद पे दुनिया कायम है.
मीट पे दुनिया का है. चलो, see you, Anshuman.
Take care, bro.
Thanks. Cheers. And
Cheers.
for everyone who listened in, I know very few of you, thank you. The videos available on LinkedIn. And yes, if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to Bhai Waugh. We have some interesting content out there. We keep putting up content and we're going to be putting more content over the next few days. Cheers. See you soon.
See ya.
Ending stream. And we are